Hi, my name is Kayla,
And I'm Sarah.
and we live in this house together in Brooklyn. We are part of a program called Avodah, and we live with 10 other people. And Sarah's going to help me out with this interview today.
Wonderful. Okay. So, what aspects of Blue Engine's mission, why we exist, and our model, how we work, appeal to you most?
Well, I really like the fact that Blue Engine works in small teams. I think that it's really helpful for the students and helpful for the teachers to learn more. I think everyone can learn more from getting multiple ideas and developing close relationships with students can develop close relationships with their peers, and teachers can, get to know their students better. And I think that deep relationships are really key to people learning. I know that in the past, when I've been fortunate enough to have teachers that I really can connect with, that's when I really care about school. And I feel like that's it's just so helpful when you know that a teacher cares deeply about you and knows you as a full person.
Yeah, definitely.
And I also like how Blue Engine has results that are measured results. I think it's really useful not to just go into a classroom and try something out and say that just try something out because you think it's going to work. It's a whole other thing to practice something that you know is effective and good for students. And I think that that's really important morally for me, as someone who's interested in going into education. I don't want to just like go into a classroom, and I'd rather be supported by evidence that what the kinds of things that I'm doing are actually could be effective. And also having that support in the classroom too is really key for someone who's just starting out teaching. Yeah.
Cool. So, what do you think is most beneficial about working on a team with other betas and a lead teacher?
Okay. I think that it's really useful for both the teacher and for the student to be working on teams, because for the teacher, they get that feedback from the other teachers. And I think it's really useful to have other people in the classroom who know what you're going through and who know the other students in the classroom. They know the environment. I think that can be a really cool opportunity to give each other advice and to bounce ideas off each other, and to work with each other in the classroom. And for the students, it allows the opportunity to have small group learning, which is, as I mentioned before, really, I think, beneficial to developing those close relationships and to having individualized learning, so people can think about each student's style and how each person can learn. I know that in my work now, I often will work with my coworker. Just the other day, I had a client who came in who was asking about family counseling in the area, and I didn't know much about the local opportunities for family counseling. So I asked my coworker who lived in the neighborhood, and she knew a lot more. So at the end of the day, my client got the best information from both of us, and I got to learn more about family counseling in the area, so that next time I could give it to a client and I have that information.
That's awesome.
So it's cool when you can work with other people. You can really get the best ideas and be able to offer students and clients the best information and learn more yourself.
Cool. So, what do you think is most challenging about working on a team?
Well, I think that often it's hard to balance people's individual needs with the needs of the group. As we know in our house, it happens a lot. I think also just people's individual desires and styles will clash, as they do often in our house. I think, as an example from this house, it's a Jewish house, and people have different food practices, and some people keep strict kosher, and some people strictly don't keep kosher. So that often comes into conflict with like how much food you're like what food you're gonna buy. Is it kosher food? When you're gonna cook? You're gonna cook on Shabbat, or when you're gonna buy food. So that can be an issue when people have such different backgrounds, different personalities, different needs.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely true.
And I think that comes into play probably as a beta, because people have different teaching styles and have different, like one person wants to do something this way, and another person really set on doing something, like teaching something in a different style. So I could see that being a challenge, yeah.
Okay, so how do you think you will mitigate these challenges and or address them?
Well, I think as an example from our house, we often have a lot of meetings to discuss these things when they come up. So I think first addressing the problem in the first place and getting together as a team or a group, and identifying what the problem is, the root of the problem, and seeing what the actual problem is, and coming up with a solution together. And I feel like these kind of conversations go really well when people come in with an open mind and non-judgmental attitude, and really try to see things from other people's perspectives, and go in not assuming that you know the answer, but trying to value everyone's ideas and listen to everyone in the group, which can be challenging, but I think that ultimately it can create the best option for everyone, because you don't want someone in the end who didn't get a chance to speak or wasn't able to voice their opinion, and then someone won't be satisfied, and you also won't get the best outcome probably that way, because everyone has something to bring to the table. So you really want to take everyone's opinion into consideration. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Thanks.